All right, welcome back, brothers and sisters. This is an important special Sunday broadcast. I'm going to go live with you with a few things that were just released today. This is really important. The third party that Elon Musk just put out has released its party platform. There's a lot of people in the media and the mainstream pundits that are saying this is going to go to the left. I'm going to show you some stuff of why that might not be the case. I'm also going to show you how incredibly close these things are and how the targeted strategy of what Elon Musk is doing is going to affect you directly. Now, as you get in here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. We have got some freedom to spread. And guys, this is a really important video, so please send this one out. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure audio video is good. Looks like it is money in the bank. And the YouTube algorithm is not sending this out clearly. So make sure you give it a little bump down the road and make that snowball start by sharing this out. All right, guys, listen. I'm just going to get straight into this. We've got to talk about some stuff over on my X account at Braden LOA. So please jump over there, follow at Braden LOA, because we are going to change the culture through this channel you're watching and through our X account. And see that banner up there at the top, the second press? That is our overall community platform that we have built. We have built the entire thing for you guys. There's a link in the description box below, and we are going to change the culture, which is a big part of this video. So if you would like to support our overall mission, check out thesecondpress.co. We have cutting-edge technology targeting new demographics. We have written articles through Substack. We have live forms. We have merch. We have shorts through Katie's channel. We are going full court press to push our freedoms forward through changing the culture. And we'd love for you to be a part of that, and you have ways to be actually active and have your voice heard. This is something for everybody. Link in the description box below, and thank you guys for that support. We're already making huge waves because of that. All right, let's get into this, guys. We have got to talk about something. Oh, Charles, you said the same thing every single day. All right, let's get into this. And I love your continuity. So here's what I want to show you today, guys. The whole Elon Musk thing. All right. This is a genuine threat to our gun rights. And not because he's going to target our gun rights, because of the overall political impact on this. But let's get going into this. American Party. This is the account that they clearly are marking as this is the one that Elon's going to post on. MAGA is the past. Okay, that's presumptive. Woke is a distraction. Yeah, it is. The middle is the future. Okay, I've said things very similar. Eventually it will hone down to the future. America Party is the party of the middle majority. So what they're trying to angle for is that common sense. We're not woke, we're not MAGA. That's what he's trying to go and split that middle, which effectively will targeted take votes from both sides. The only problem with that is this is not going to go to both sides. In my opinion, this is going to take votes from the right. Now, you have to understand this. This is not a national thing, okay? He is not going to go into every single race across the entire country and then go in and spoil every single race. That is not what's going to happen objectively. I'm going to show you his strategy right now, and you will hopefully connect the dots to what is the issue here. All right. Elon Musk responded not hard, to be honest, when he's referring to somebody who said, how could Elon break the two-party stranglehold? Basically listing out all these reasons why it's so difficult to have a two-party system break. Okay, Elon Musk has a strategy on this. Do not sleep on the fact that he's Elon Musk. This strategy is going to be very, very succinct. Here's the platform, but before I walk you through that, here's the strategy. Elon's going to walk you through exactly what he's going to do. One way to execute on this would be to laser focus on 2 or 3 Senate seats and 8 to 10 House districts. Given the razor-thin legislative margins, that would be enough to serve as the deciding vote on contentious laws, ensuring that they serve the true will of the people. Guys, it's very clear what he's going to do. He's going to dump a ton of money into very up-in-the-air swing state districts in places like Michigan, in places like Wisconsin, Ohio, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, all swing states. He's going to dump money into those in either the Senate seats where he thinks he can pull a seat, or in the House. Now, what will happen at that point, assuming that that works, is you have to have a unity party. Either party that would be in power would have to court the America Party and say, well, we need your votes. And the idea is the America Party would say, no new spending, we're America first, and we're also a little bit of the... That's the whole idea. This entire thing hinges on taking 2 or 3 Senate seats or 8 to 10 House seats. That's where the money's going to go. This is not going to be national. And when those seats are in play, if these candidates do not win, they're going to spoil it for the right or the left. You have to understand the threat here, because these seats are taken by hundreds of votes in the determining House races. All right. I'm going to walk you through the party platform, and then I'm going to tell you what some of you, or at least address what some people have mentioned in my X profile around Republicans, because I'm not a fan of them either. All right. Bear with me. America's party we focused on, here's the platform. Reducing the debt and responsible spending only. That goes towards the right. Okay? Modernize military with AI and robotics. Mostly the right. Pro-tech, accelerate to win in AI. That could be centrist. Less regulation across the board, but especially in energy. So more drilling and less regulation. You think that's going to pull from the left? That's not going to pull from the left. The left has been brainwashed that the entire planet's going to end for every 5 years for the last 30. That's not going to pull from the left. Free speech. From the party who's pissed when they hear things they don't like in their feelings, that's not going to pull from the left. Pro-natalist. That means having babies and growing our population. Do you think the women's choice movement is going to go down with that? Centrist policies everywhere else. Well, that's broad. What's a centrist policy on a 2A? We don't know. We'll figure it out. But guys, what you have to understand is this is not going to pull from the left. This is going to pull from the right. All right? Let me get into this little piece. I'm going to draw this up, and this is really important. When I'm showing you these things, and you know what? I'm actually going to go full screen for this one. When I'm showing you guys these things, and I'm going down the road of how we're going to fix this together, make no mistake, I am not happy with Republicans. I do not like Republicans. I will never vote for Democrats because there's not a single issue I agree with them on. But I do not like Republicans. When I say a third party is not the way, it's not because I think Republicans are the way through the promised land. It's because this will be detrimental to us in the long run in our effort to change the culture. If you could imagine 3 different parties being in the United States, even if it's 2 or 3 Senate seats or it's 8 to 10 House seats, you have to form a unity party. So what happens if that unity party isn't strong on gun rights and it peels off 1% of the population? You have a Democrat majority in the worst case scenario, and in the best case scenario, you have a middle ground, maybe gun control, maybe not, depending on what they are and what they feel like in that moment. Guys, I don't like Republicans. I don't like them because they are a corrupt entity that only serves themselves. That's why I say change the culture and get them back to where we should be with our rights, not go off this road and either A, not vote and give it to the Democrats, cut our nose off to spite our face, or B, go with a third party that's going to also do the same thing and give us complete control of Democrats. The last time we saw that, we had an AWB under Clinton. That's why I'm being very vocal about this. It's because I don't care about the Republicans. I'm going to change the culture the best that I can and move it away and have the Republicans follow us in the right direction. They are about self-preservation, and that's it. That's why we do this. It's about changing the culture under their feet and making them join us, or they die. Politically, not real. You guys get the idea. That's the thing. I'm not a fan of Republicans. I'm a fan of changing the culture and making them bend to our will because for their own self-preservation. All right. Let me get back into this. I see your super chats. I will absolutely get those in 1 second. This is a really important piece, guys. I found this funny. Breaking. Mark Cuban says he wants to be a member of Elon Musk's New America Party. Great. You realize this guy was a Kamala Harris go team go, right? He was the big funder. Trump wouldn't let him in. One billionaire to another billionaire to another billionaire. Elon kind of took the move with Trump and was like buddy buddy. They were dancing around, and then Mark Cuban got all pissed and his butt hurt, and so he went over with Kamala Harris. Then he lost, and he started looking like Rachel Maddow, and now he's gonna, hey Elon, we can be friends, guys. We are not a technocracy. Okay, we don't need a ton of billionaires who own all the tech companies just making their own parties at will. Okay, this is oh God. All right, but I hope more of it. I hope all the lefties go to him. I hope Davey Hogg gets picked up. Now, this one was an interesting one because I've got some chats coming up I'm going to show you in a second. This was an interesting. What an absolute clown you turned out to be talking to Elon Musk. Trump saved America, and you are busy pissing away your goodwill on an insane vanity project that will only help to elect Democrats. I mean, you guys let me know in the comments over there, and I will jump to those super chats in 1 second. Actually, I'm going to do the super chats now, and then I'm going to read this because this is the part where people are sweeping this away like it's not a big deal. Guys, 1% of the vote or 0.5% of the vote changes the election in the control of the House completely. All right, I got a super chat from Will Crump. Third political party is suicide. That will only split the vote and give the next election to the Dems on a silver platter. Better move, vote out the rhinos. Yes, exactly. That goes to my point of change the culture under their feet. I'm not for the whole argument of make a better Republican. I'm for change the culture and make the Republicans go to us. That's the idea. The politicians are self-serving. They want their own benefit. So if their benefit aligns with your desires, you're going to get your desires. That's my whole point. I don't say, hey, Republican, go team. I say, here's what we want, and then they move to you. That's my philosophy on it. But anyway, let's keep on going. Good super chat, Will. Thank you very much. All right, let's keep on going here. This is a MAGA account, okay? DC Drano. This is a big MAGA account. I think the America Party will pull more Democrats than Republicans. What? I just read you the party platform. I could not disagree with this more. Unlimited foreign work visas. That isn't okay. Soft on gun rights. Republicans, I wouldn't hang your hat on that one right now. Secular. Okay. Religion. That's gonna okay. Anti-mass deportations. Okay. At best, they peel off some soft MAGA types, but there is a lot of frustration on the left. Yes, there's a lot of frustration on the left. And you know how you let them be just decimated politically? You keep on letting them be split and fighting with each other, and you don't split your own forces. Anyway, MAGA has taken over the GOP. That is not 100% true. It's a big portion. The Republicans the rhinos still have a foothold. We're working on it, but they are not taken full over. Democrat populists haven't even scratched the surface of taking over the Democrat machine. That's with the Civil War I'm always talking about, where we kind of go back and forth. But again, I don't think that this pulls from only the right. I mean, the left. Look, reducing debt, nope. Modernizing the military, nope. Pro-tech, maybe. Less regulation across the board, but in energy, so more drilling, left. Free speech, left hates that. Population or pro-birth, basically, pro-natalist, but the left, and centrist policies everywhere else from the people who are literally like, if you don't agree with every single virtue signal I have, you're going to be burned at the stake. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. Let's go to the next one. This is someone who I genuinely enjoy watching his show, Michael Knowles. Right? No shade on him. No shade on any of these people, by the way. Statistically, 0 people want a fiscally conservative, socially liberal third party. That said, the American Party would almost certainly take more votes from Democrats than Republicans, so I'm fine with it. This would be, in my opinion, the sleeping on a threat that you don't need to sleep on. And I'm going to show you why in a second. We're getting to the whole point. I'm trying to bring you through this entire presentation. In this scenario, if you sleep on this, you're going to have an issue because you're going to have a unity party situation or full Dem control. I'm going to show you. Watch. So I'm going to do a super chat real quick. This is a very important conversation that was on my feed. You can jump in on X at Braden LOA if you'd like to also join in there. VG Hammer with $5. Can we get a list of all the rhinos we need to vote out? It seems like anytime the GOP screws up, everyone points at each other as a rhino. Well, VG Hammer, there's a bunch of rhinos in the Senate that are retiring right now. And there's a bunch of House members who have already been ousted. There's still some, but they're being ousted. It's happening. But I can get you a list as soon as we can. As soon as we get closer to election time, I will tell you exactly who, where, when. Because on this channel, I do the 2A stuff, but I also cover the election. And I just realized I wasn't showing you guys this stuff. Whoops. So there's the Michael Knowles thing, and all this is linked. Sorry, and there's Cuban. So sorry, I didn't have that up. This one's something important, but VG Hammer, stay tuned. I will absolutely give you that. The critical list, yep. Super chat from Fred Samuel. We need a list of all anti-2A Republicans and rhinos. I 100% guarantee you that will be provided. Because now that the American Party is in the mix, guys, I'm telling you, this is a bigger deal than a lot of people are kind of brushing off. All right, I will definitely provide you all this information. Make sure you stay tuned because we're going to change the culture and we're going to get rid of the rhinos at the same time. All right, this conversation was on my X profile, and of course you can jump over on my X at Braden LOA if you want to jump in here. I want to show you this conversation. So my stance on this is really clear. 2A, I will be here grinding either way, but I must remind you, Clinton's AWB, or assault weapons ban, came after a third party. That's Ross Perot. That's actual fact. It happened in the 90s, early 90s. But I want to show you what the both sides of this argument are, because this is a very important conversation that's happening on my channel. Criminals for Gun Safety, which is an interesting name. Common Cope said over the years, Republicans and Libertarians, Republican with the Tea Party, Democrats with the Greens. Every time it's always, you're going to help the other guys win. Every time it's always, well, stop running on crap candidates and promises you're not keeping. That's valid. Republicans aren't keeping promises. Totally valid. There's always a, we can do it now, but super pinky swear we promise, or we can't do it now, but super pinky promise swear next time we got you. Then it's back to, if you're a third party, you're helping the opposite team win. Legitimately, there is statistical fact and proven data I'm about to show you that shows exactly the opposite of that statement. I understand the frustration. I'm not on Team Republican, okay? But listen, someone else responds. So you're just going to ignore the facts in your own coping. The fact remains that if Clinton had not won, we likely would not have had the assault weapons ban. Very true. The chopping block, someone else. The fact that if Republicans hadn't sold us out, he wouldn't have won, talking about Clinton. The GOP effed us again for the last time. Now they don't get to be a party anymore. Good luck with that. Respectfully. Good luck with that. The Republicans are a main fixture. They are one of two political parties in the United States. They're not going away. The only way that you're going to achieve what you want is to change the culture and make them shift with you. You're already seeing it in a lot of different ways. The left is trying to do it with the far left socialist pushes on the Democrat side, and they're resisting and fighting. And now the right has already done it with the GOP and MAGA. You're literally seeing this happen in real time, but those parties aren't going away in the short term. Okay? Let's keep on going. Oh, cool. Are we going to go back to 1992 and argue about it? The fact is, Ross Perot split the vote 2 times and doomed us with Clinton for 8 years. Even if Clinton had been a one-term president, we would have been better off. Legitimately, there's historical precedent for this, guys. This is a big deal for our gun rights. Here's some more information for you. I showed this in my live last night. The persistence with Scott Presler. This is someone who's heavily involved in politics, registering a lot of voters. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and the Northeast. Arguably one of the reasons Trump took Pennsylvania. Very plugged in person. And actually a really nice guy. I've talked to him. Third party split the Virginia vote. 55,000 people were the difference between McAuliffe and the Republican. Libertarian was 145. Slotkin, this is most recent election, Michigan vote. Slotkin won by 20,000, independent 56,000. Again, imagine putting another person in here and seeing where it pulls from. America First, 28,000. This is in Wisconsin. Hoved and Baldwin, the difference was 29,000, so it was almost equal. The point of me showing you these things, guys, is because this genuinely matters. 1% change in a handful of races, like Elon has said in his own tweet right here. Let me get it. Let me make sure I have it pulled up for you. Come on. I think it's this one. Yeah. Even 1% in 8 to 10 House districts or just 2 to 3 Senate seats changes the entire control of Congress. Because then the Republicans or the Democrats don't have enough for complete control, and the new party needs to create a unity partnership party with that one. And by the way, they may or may not be for gun rights. They may or not. Literally, it's all up in the air. We'll see. It's a real threat. Honestly, I wouldn't be this amped about it if it wasn't. Let's keep on going into something else. Let me show you some races that are very important for you guys to understand. And if you're just now tuning in, I'm walking you through the platform, I'm walking you through the issues, the conversations, and the fallout that's beginning from this, because the Elon third party is a real thing. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and make sure you follow me at Braden LOA on X. All right, here we go. Let me zoom into this a little bit for you. This is just a basic Google search. You can do this yourself. The following House races in 2024 were decided by a margin of 1,000 votes or fewer. California's 13th District, Adam Gray, 187 votes. California's 45th District, 613 votes. Iowa's 1st District, likely less than 1,000 votes. Ohio's 9th District, approximately 1,000 votes. The reason this is so important is in those 4 I showed you by myself, and I just Googled it. That's not anything deep like political infusion. That's not political research. That's not marketing. That's literally just a Google search. That's 4 that are under 1,000. If you pull 1,000 people away from that, you have a completely different change in the entire control and makeup of the United States House. That's why this is so important. And I see your super chats. I'm going to get to that in 1 second. Right here, again, I'm just trying to show you all the data, guys. Please just let me know if you appreciate this, because I think it's something that's really important. I don't want to give you stuff you guys don't want. Anyway, congressional elections by margin of victory in 2024. Again, I'm just laying it out. U.S. Senate, 4 of them were under 54%, or under 5%, excuse me. 4 of them is the margin of power in the Senate. 22 U.S. House seats were under 5%. U.S. Senate Republicans, that's 2, so a total of 6. House, 15. Guys, you had a total of 26 Democrat seats and 17 Republican seats that were under 5% margin of difference. That's a lot of seats. You're talking about effectively 42, 43-ish under 5%. That's Senate and House. This is a serious thing. And again, if you don't know where they stand on gun rights and you don't know where they stand on anything but a few different, I'm not going to spend anything, keep in mind, someone else in our world, Brandon Herrera, lost to Tony Gonzalez on a 29,692 person vote by about 340 votes. This is why this is so key. That's why Elon Musk is doing it, because he knows there's a potential. No one's done it before because they knew that it would have a negative effect on the outcome. Elon doesn't seem to give a rat's butt anymore. I'm just trying to show. What is an AWB? That's an assault weapons ban from Bill Clinton. And before I go into this part, because this is important piece, this is an important piece as well. I saw a super chat I gotta get to. I saw 2. I'm going to read these real quick, and then we will show you the last piece, which is really important for mainland Europe. I think I did that one. I did that. I swear there was another one. There might not have been. Nope, there's not. Cool, we've already done it. All right. So on Germany, this is from a German website. This is their makeup of their political parliament, effectively. That's all the different seats that are made up by all the different parties. So you've got 5 different main parties that are all politically different, and they all have seats. So when they have to join together, they call it a unity party. So like 3 of those will do just enough to get the majority, and then they will govern from that, and the others are kind of all over the place. That's where you're talking about potentially with a unity party. If I go over to Italy, you can see the exact same thing. I mean, 118, 65, 65, 51, 45, 21. The bottom line, guys, when you are looking at what effectively is going to happen should he get these seats, the House is only differentiated by 3 seats right now. The Senate is differentiated by, I believe, 4 seats. This is a significant situation. And again, with this type of platform, reducing the debt, that's not going to go to the left. Modernizing military, that's military spending, that's not going to go to the left. Pro-tech might pull center. Less regulation in energy production, that's not going to pull from the left. Free speech, left doesn't like that. Pro-childbirth, which is pro-natalist, they don't like that. And centrist policies everywhere else, from the crowd who is the living embodiment of a virtue signal. I'm just saying, like, this is actually a real situation. All right, I've got a super chat right over here from Pork Chop. This is a routine super chatter, and I appreciate it, Pork Chop. All I want are these parties gridlocked at this point. That way, neither can do more damage. You know what? I respect that, and I totally get it. I totally get it. The best case scenario at this point is we lock it in place, we change the culture, and we actually do what we need to do. Just stop, for the love of God, burning down buildings. That's really funny. But yeah, guys, this is the Mark Sibley right there. I'm just going to go through a few of these chats. Elon is not correct on this. Assault is an action, not an object. That is correct. Are there trolls in here? I don't know. Don't forget Ross Perot in the 1992 election. Exactly. Ross Perot gave us Bill Clinton. Exactly. You guys are helping me out in the chat with the assault weapon ban definition of AWB. We have a voice if we all stand together. Yes, Michael. That's why I love you guys. You guys are on it. John Doe says, Braden is like rust. He never sleeps. You have no idea how true that is. That is crazy. Some dude, this is a very important one. Elon basically is saving the Democrat Party. Guys, that is such a important piece. The Democrat Party is in complete and total disarray. They cannot find a win when they are trying to eat food. They cannot do it. They literally can't walk out the door without stumbling on themselves. There is zero reason to split our momentum like this when our opponent is literally kicking themselves in the balls every 4 seconds. If someone's not putting an insane TikTok up or putting an insane virtue signal YouTube post, the politicians are saying stupid stuff, they literally cannot get on the good side of anything. That's a good place to be if you're the other party. However, when you're splitting yourself up like this, it's not ideal, particularly when you're hyper-focusing on House races and Senate races in just enough to take power away from both parties. You're only going to end up creating a unity party, of which then you're going to go with or go without on both parties, depending on where the vote lies. How did you guys enjoy that in your lives? If you thought gun right votes and gun control votes were fun before, wait until you have 3 parties, all with different ideals, and which one gets paid the most and which one gets the quid pro quo to go with which side. Imagine that. Anyway, let's keep on going. I'm just saying, I think that's an important piece. And thank you guys for the super chats. The Texas Patriot, 1836, says, after seeing Elon's stance on the 2A, he can kick effing rocks. That's fair. He does have a gun control-y tendency. That's not wrong. K. Bauer, whatever happened to the 50 changes in ATF? That is on my to-do list, and it's literally like a drinking through a fire hose. Ross Perot 2.0, kick rocks, Elon. Remember Anderson. Okay, Steve Lyons, I got you. Steve Lyons says, change the culture, change the culture, change the culture. Details, please. Okay, I will tell you exactly the details. I'll do it. I'll even leave the second press up, which is on your screen right now, which is how we're going to do it. There's a link in the description box below. We're going to change the culture by changing the population's view and adoption of our history, of the gun rights, of the way that they consume and perceive politicians who are for and who are against gun rights. For example, if you go down the road of the Republicans, it's the establishment, oh, well, we aren't going to infringe upon the gun rights, but we're also not going to support them either. No, we're going to make the population say, how do you not support these? By doing creative content, by doing basically blasting them from space with creative memes and new technology, writing existing letters and existing articles that are going to move the culture into place by presenting valuable and valid arguments to bring the culture into a place where, wait a minute, you are taxing our rights. Why are you taking our rights with the power of taxation? People don't know that stuff in the broad base. We're also going to go out and seek out different specialty groups, all the groups that are also under the oppression piece in their minds, whether it be the immigration advocates, whether it be the transgender advocate thing, whether it be the abortion thing. We're going to build those bridges into the general population and bring them together, because the bottom line is the progressives are using the exact same tactics against all the groups. And we're going to leverage our 2A history and experience to bring them onto our side. We're going to build a coalition in the culture to change it completely away from this idea that the government is going to solve all of it and we all have our special little niche interest. No, we're going to make it all one. That's what we're going to do. I hope that's enough details for you. There's a link in the description at secondpress.co if you want more. All right. United we stand, divided we fall. That is correct. This is what happens when you dance with the devil. It's very true. Elon will do whatever to keep his crap going. Oh, man. But yeah, guys, bottom line, we are going to change the culture. That's what we have to do. We cannot just go down the road of we need better Republicans or out with the rhinos. Those are all important pieces. Getting rid of the rhinos is an important piece. Stopping the Democrats from getting gun control is an important piece. But we don't need Republicans who are, I'll stop the gun control. We need Republicans who are pro-gun rights. There's a difference. One is a stopgap. One is an activist moving in the right direction. And we want this one. And we're going to change the culture by those ways. So let me jump into the super chat real quick. VG Hammer says for $5, Hakeem Jeffries gave an 8-hour-long speech essentially giving free ads for the One Big Beautiful Bill. Dems hated the NFA tax cuts even more than we hate it. That's true. They are rabid about the fact that we have no taxes on the suppressors and shorties now. United we stand. Hold the line. Shane says, best $10 you can spend, join the second press. Thank you, Shane. Shane is one of our original members. He got in there. We are communicating back and forth. There's lots of original content. Thank you, Shane, for that. Link in the description, guys, if you want to join something that's actually going to do something of value and change this stupid back and forth that we have. All right. I'm going to wrap this one up. You guys seem to have gotten the point. Everything will be linked in the description box below. Make sure you let me know what you think in the chat comments. Send this one out. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn the notification bell on. Follow me on X at Braden LOA, and I will see you guys on the next one tonight. I'm Braden. I love each and every one of you just the right amount.